podcast called Living the Stream comes to you each week. Streaming recommendations during NFL season, it's not just tongue-in-cheek. Quarterback, defense, tight end recommendations based on opposition matchup. Here are your podcast hosts, JJ Zachariason and Denny Carter, living the stream.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Living the Stream. I'm JJ Zachariason, the late round quarterback, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Denny Carter. Denny, how's it going, buddy?
I'm good. We're feeling better than ever. No, we're both kind of sick, so excuse our voices.
Yeah, I didn't do my live stream with patrons yesterday with late round because I wanted to save my voice, and it didn't work. Still don't have really that much of a voice. Still have, the screw up. But the weird thing is this cold, I don't feel that like run down. Like I've exercised, everything's been fine. It's
Really?
literally just congestion and throat, and then when I go to sleep, it comes, and then I start coughing and stuff.
It just settles in.
Yeah, the cough when you're sleeping is honestly like I barely slept the last 3 days because I'm just coughing the whole time.
I wake up with one nostril, my left nostril, completely clogged, and I'm like, I can't sleep like this. Like I can't breathe. So I get up, blow my nose, but once you get up, the nostril sort of unclogs itself. I don't know if that's ever happened to you, but like after a minute it unclogs, and then I put one of those band-aids, those strips on my nose, and that seems to help. But it's been not fun. I've had this thing for almost 3 weeks.
Oh wow. Okay, well I hope mine's not that long. That'll be bad.
Yeah, it just won't stop. Every time it rains, it starts anew. And I think that's because the barometric pressure drops.
Some doctor will be in our mentions to let us know what's going on.
I know, right? They'll be like, you should simply eat the following things.
Yeah, right. All right, I got to tell a little bit of a couple of things that we could talk about. But one of the things I definitely think that people will enjoy most. Look, we've told tilting stories, like we've tilted like crazy through the years. Never have I tilted more than I did on Sunday night. Never. Because, Denny, I needed RJ Harvey to not score about 8 points fewer than he actually scored. And the only reason he got there was because they got to overtime.
Oh, yeah.
The only reason that this happened was because they got to overtime. And I'm sitting there with Amanda, with my wife. She's still awake, and we're on the couch, and I'm watching. She's reading a book, and she sees me tilting, and I tilted Denny, I tilted so hard that, so the way my house is laid out, like my kitchen is open to the living room, and then there's a door to our backyard area, which is like a little patio that we had built.
Yeah.
And I was tilting so hard after that Denver game, like when RJ Harvey scored that touchdown, that I got up off the couch. Okay. And I said, I was still of like sound mind because I said this. I said, Amanda, I need to find something to throw.
Oh.
And you know what I did? I grabbed my giant water jug, Mo Alley Cox, as the patrons have called it.
You threw it?
I went outside onto my back patio, and I just hammer through the absolute crap out of that jug.
Wait, okay. Did you throw it? Did you throw it underhand? What did you do?
No, literal like a toss, like a hammer throw.
Okay, a toss over the head.
Pretty much, yeah. And then this is at like midnight because there's an overtime game. And then I hear it hit, and I hear stuff go everywhere, and I don't care because that took away the tilt.
Did you kill Mo Alley Cox?
Oh, Mo Alley Cox is dead. Yeah, I immediately went back inside and I ordered a new jug.
JJ, are you? Come on, man. Jeez.
It was the most necessary. And then the very next night, like I needed Kayshon Boutte to not do anything, and then he scores a touchdown. Like it was the worst 48 hours. I know we say this, and like it sounds like hyperbole. It was probably the worst like primetime slate that I've ever experienced in my life for fantasy purposes.
Yeah. First of all, I don't think Mo Alley Cox should have gone out that way. I mean, he's been with you for a long time.
Technically, I had a different one, and then I got another one. We still called him Mo LA Cox. I think the next one we're gonna have to call like Darnell Washington or something. It's fine.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. There had to be something else that you could have thrown. I'm disturbed by
I mean,
this decision.
I mean, Henry was there, but he's not.
Oh,
That doesn't seem right.
jeez.
But yeah, it was
Yeah.
tilting. It was really tilting. And I wanted to share because you shared something very personal 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And I'm sharing something very personal this week that I tilt too. I've had a really good season overall, and like my advice I think has been really strong and all that. And like I'm very satisfied at the macro level, but when you have those like micro instances, it doesn't even like you're so blind to the greater picture, right? In those moments.
In a fantasy sense, it was a microaggression that RJ Harvey scored that touchdown against you, and
It's just
totally
so
get it.
absurd. It's like that whole drive did not need to happen if Denver was even remotely competent. I lost another game because Terry McLaurin decided to have the best game of his last 2 seasons.
Oh, and
I
it
mean,
was so garbage.
yeah, I mean, like, what is all of this? It was if a player did well in those final 2 games, I was facing them in some way. It was awful. It was horrible.
It's what the kids call it, bad run out.
A really bad run out. But a good run out was this is another thing I wanted to bring up. Denny, have you ever been to Buc-ee's?
Is it spelled like BUCI or something?
BUC-EES.
I don't think there are any in Maryland. No.
Do you know what Buc-ee's is though?
Not particularly.
Okay, no, this is good. This is good because I'm
Okay.
curious if other people will know. Buc-ee's is a road trip. You go on road trips and you're looking for like a convenience store or whatever. This is a rest stop that is beyond imagination, Denny.
Okay.
Buc-ee's has at least, I don't know, 60 gas pumps. Okay.
Someone said 1,000 gas pumps.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
chat.
okay, 1,000. There's a lot of gas pumps. 1,000 seems a lot. There's a ton of gas pumps, but then the building is like a giant. You ever go to like an indoor like flea market or something like that, and like it's just a giant building. It's like that, but nice. It's not like a flea market. It's just that's the size of it. And there's places to buy clothing. There's toys that you can buy. They have every piece of food imaginable in here.
Really?
They market themselves as having the cleanest bathrooms of any place that you can
they?
go. Huh?
Are they clean?
The one that I went to actually was pretty iffy.
Oh, okay.
Because I took CJ in with me because CJ potty trained in 3 days.
Oh my God, he's an animal.
He's good.
Or I should say he's
like,
not an animal.
Right. Yeah. Actually, he's the opposite of that. Yeah. And so I took him in the bathroom with me and we went to a stall. And yeah, it wasn't a pretty sight in there, like even on the seat, like not great. Yeah, guys, if you pee on the seat, like just clean it up.
I mean, yeah, for real, like be civilized.
Just
like
stop this.
Like we live in a society for better or worse, so clean up the seat.
Yeah, right. And so, but there's a middle area at Buc-ee's where they're cooking up like brisket and pork, like barbecue pork and pork. Dude. It's serious. And then they have like a butcher in the back that's doing beef jerky and stuff and can cut you some beef jerky. There's a wall of beef jerky. Denny, it is massive. And when you go in, somehow this giant convenience store, which is basically what someone's saying in chat, this giant convenience store is always populated to a point where you didn't even know there were that many people on Earth and they're all in this Buc-ee's and you have no idea how.
So can you get like retirement advice there? Like, can you
seemingly? I mean, they have multiple checkout lines. I'm talking like multiple entrances to the store that have checkout lines on either side. Like it is completely massive. And I keep thinking to myself, like, how on earth is this thing populated the way that it's populated right now? When I'm in the middle of Virginia right now, like quite literally I'm like right outside of like where JMU is, right?
Really?
Like,
Okay.
By the way, 81, the highway that cuts through Virginia, worst highway on this planet.
I mean, is it worse than 495?
Yeah, I guess 95 because people are. But no, here's the problem with 81. It's a 2-lane highway for most of the way.
Oh, right.
And so you just get these morons driving in the left lane who are going slow, and then the trucks try to go.
They're going 60 in the left.
Oh my gosh, it's the worst. It's so tilting.
Like on 81 when it's 2 lanes. If you're in the left lane, honestly, you got to be doing 85 at minimum.
You have to. At a minimum. And if you're and the problem is too is the trucks they just cut over.
The trucks.
Yeah. But anyway, it's in the middle. It's literally in the middle of Virginia, and it's this massive place, and it's extremely populated. And then I found out they're building the first one in North Carolina here soon. That's going to be on the way to Raleigh for us when we go visit my family. So I'm very excited about that. But you guys need to check out Buc-ee's because it's quite an experience.
It sounds like the place to be.
Yeah, I mean,
no matter what you need. Did you say a wall of beef jerky?
There's a wall of beef jerky. There's actually 2 walls of beef jerky.
Can I say something?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I've never had beef jerky.
What?
I never had it, not once. I know. It doesn't make any sense. Like
This
that, I
is
would
one of the
never
most-
like.
Of all the things that you've said on this show,
I know.
this might be the one that has made me most flabbergasted.
I know. And listen, it's not something where I'm like, oh, I've never had it and I never will. It's not about that. Like, I'm not like trying to avoid it. I'm not like opposed to it morally or anything. Like, if someone walked in my office right now and gave me a piece of beef jerky, first of all, I'd be like, what the hell are you doing in my house? And then secondly, I'd say, okay, I'll have a bite.
Denny, beef jerky has some of the best macros on the planet.
What?
You do get an incredibly good, and people in chat will back me up. You get an incredibly good protein to calorie ratio with beef jerky. It's one of the best you can find.
You know what made me want beef jerky the other day is I was watching the new season of Stranger Things with Xavier, and they the cop, the former sheriff, forget his name. Anyway, he's eating beef jerky and as a snack in the Upside Down. So I was like, oh man, that looks good. And Xavier was like, wait, you've never had it? I mean, my 12-year-old son's like, Dad, you need to live a little.
Yeah, you do. And there's some really good clean ones there's a clean brand that I buy, which I would totally promote right now if I A, remembered it, or B, they gave us money. But there's a great one that I can send you. And there's also someone mentioned in chat, what about venison jerky? Yes, but turkey sticks are better, they say. There's turkey jerky at Buc-ee's that I actually consume because it's gluten-free. I consumed in the car on the way back. That was my little treat that I bought.
I love that you said consumed.
Yeah, you don't eat, you consume the things from Buc-ee's.
Oh man, that's so funny. You didn't eat it.
Buc-ee's is a consumption because it's next level.
I did not consume enough for lunch. I could tell you that because my tummy is rumbling right now.
You really need to eat beef jerky. Can I send you some?
But I mean, I'll go get some.
No, I'm gonna send you my brand of beef jerky.
Okay. Wait. Do you have like a sponsor?
I don't, but I'm gonna get you the one that I get.
Well, you should,
because the one that I get is like, because some beef jerkies you can get some really like weird ingredients and stuff. This one's like a very clean. It's not gonna be the best tasting beef jerky you've ever had, but it's good and it's not terrible as long as you can handle salt. Beef jerky has a lot of salt.
I like salt. I'm big fan of salt. Is this like RFK Jr. approved beef jerky?
Probably.
Okay.
Probably.
Right. Now we're talking.
Yeah, there's no like vaccine in it. So
well, there's no there are no electronic whatever's in it. Yeah.
Someone said someone in chat said, FYI, I'm still going hard on the Purely Elizabeth. Shout out JJ. That's a great granola. I remember last year I think I called it Sweet Elizabeth or something, but it's Purely Elizabeth. It's delicious.
Oh, I think I've heard of that.
Yeah. Jack Links. Don't go with like the popular, the ones that you get in like gas stations.
I won't go with the mainstream.
Yeah, don't go. You gotta be a hipster with beef jerky. Which is hipster? Is that a thing anymore? I had a conversation with Amanda's cousin over the weekend. Like, does do Zoomers know what hipsters are?
I think. Wait, are all Zoomers hipsters? So
but what I'm saying is the actual term, like the actual.
No. No, like hipster is definitely an elder millennial thing from 15 to 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, like if you know it if you saw it. There's no like strict definition. I don't think the Supreme Court ever weighed in on what constitutes a hipster, but we knew.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember there were like Twitter accounts and stuff with
Well, there was one called the Fantasy Hipster.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Those are my rant / story about Buc-ee's. You need to don't experience throwing a jug of water, but definitely experience Buc-ee's and definitely experience beef jerky. Both good.
Okay. Sounds good.
But the first experience, don't experience. All right. Let's move on to week 13. We didn't do a show last week. This is actually my first video show that I've done since before Thanksgiving. Actually,
wait, do you know
basically last Friday, like almost 2 weeks.
I don't ever think I got around to telling you in my short Thanksgiving week podcast that I made for the patrons. Xavier actually joined me.
I saw that.
Yeah, we talked about some things, and someone said I was glad to see that Denny had raised a well-adjusted son until the end when he came out as a nihilist. I don't remember what he said, but apparently it was nihilistic.
I feel like this could be a time that I bring up that yesterday I was looking at old files and I came across the first ever episode of Living the Stream. There's like a 1.5-minute clip that I sent to Denny, and I can play it. Do you want me to play it right now?
I think actually that would be crucial to the show.
I think so too. Okay. So here's the setup, guys. This is the first ever show that we've done. I cut it out right at the end of the intro, which is not the intro you have now. We didn't have this intro until episode 8 of the show. So I would just throw in random 90s sitcom themes, and we started with Family Matters. So you'll hear the end of Family Matters, and then you'll hear one of the most cringe, just everything. It's horrible. I sound like I'm 11 years old, and I have no energy at all on the show.
No energy.
It's crazy.
No energy. You because you know why? You weren't working out consistently.
True.
You weren't gluten and dairy free and soy free.
True.
Whatever. But you could tell we didn't really. We were still trying to get a feel for each other. I think
we didn't have the rapport at all. Yeah.
We'll hear that. But mostly I wanted to shake both of us and be like, wake up, guys.
Yeah, right. There's just zero energy to it. It's like, but I think that's kind of what podcasting was then. Like, not to say that this, like, we know that we need to be more energetic when we talk on shows now to be more entertaining in general, and like, take it to 90 as opposed to 50. But if you were to just have a random conversation, out, and if you're basically, this conversation sounds like we're just sitting on the couch watching TV.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead, roll the clip.
Okay, here we go. All right, welcome everyone to the first ever Living the Stream podcast. I'm JJ Zachariason, which you guys might know me as the late round quarterback, and you might have been pronouncing my last name Zachariason this whole entire time. And I'm joined by my co-host and new father, Denny CD Carter. Denny, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well, JJ. How are you?
I'm good. You are 48 hours, a little bit over from having a child, and you are already doing a fantasy podcast. It's pretty impressive.
Well, I've been asking my newborn son who I should play on Sunday, Kaepernick or Stafford on Saturday. So we'll see what he says.
I'm woke. Nice. I'm woke. I'm early. It's good. So I just wanted to introduce this new podcast that we're going to be doing. We wanted to give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek at the end of this season. It's championship week, of course. And then, in the off season and into 2013, Denny and I are going to hopefully be producing more of these and bringing you guys some fantastic defensive and quarterback streams. So we all know that Denny's been this defensive mastermind this year with his calls. And obviously I wrote the late round quarterback, so I'll try my best to give you guys some good sound quarterback advice. But, I think the two combined, we'll try to keep things simple, try to keep things fun, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, talking about the streaming part, and I write a streaming defenses column for the Fake Football every week. I know that streaming defenses is a lot more common than streaming other positions, especially.
That's it.
Yeah, man. Whoa, that is rough.
That's really bad. Really bad.
It was a bad start.
I actually posted that to the late round Discord last night. And I said, hey guys, anytime that you want to try something new, just remember that this was my first podcast.
I mean, you sound like shit.
I sound horrible. Horrible. Like legitimately just, I mean, look, to be fair, that was in 2012 when we did that. So I was 24 years old when
that's really young.
When we recorded that. And again, I think at that time, like there was just a different vibe to like what podcasts were supposed to be. But yeah, it's wild. I mean, some of the comments are really good. Justin said, it sounds like the Muppet Babies version of LTS.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really wild how like reps and just doing things over and over again. Cause since then we've each, you know, on obviously my show, I've done well over 1,000 episodes, and like you guys are doing episodes. Like we've done literally like thousands of episodes. Yeah.
Definitely.
Of shows and like going on live streams and stuff like that. And you just get better with reps like anything else. And hopefully it's like I wanted to play that more so for like motivation for people, because it was so bad. It was so horrifically bad. It's still bad, but it was so bad back then.
We weren't like, oh, we're really good at this, like we're just gonna blow it away.
Right.
I think we were nervous too. I remember being nervous.
100%. Yeah. The first ever show that I went on was the show called The Fantasy Fumble. And I was there to argue for the late round quarterback strategy. And I am, as you know, like I'm not like a person. I only like will drink socially and stuff, right? Like I've never been a end of the work day, get a beer kind of guy. And before that, or to like calm myself down, I've never like gone to have. And I had a couple drinks before I went on that.
Really?
I was so anxious. Yes.
That's yes. That's very old school of you. I remember going on Bob Harris's podcast around that time, or his radio show, and I'm not playing with you guys because it was a Sirius XM. I'm thinking there are many, many, many thousands of people. I may have been right. I don't know. Listening, right? I was trembling. Like you could hear it in my voice. Like I like couldn't get the air out that was necessary to speak normally. Right. And my heart was thumping. I mean, like, we were just talking before the show how it actually is kind of a workout to podcast if you're doing it correctly. Like you'll come away kind of sweaty,
especially solo shows. Solo shows is insane because you're just having to keep up the conversation constantly.
In the summer, if you don't come away with a little butt sweat, you've done something wrong.
Oh yeah. You get serious swamp ass during the summer when you're a podcaster.
Yeah, you gotta come away with a little swamp ass. It's true.
Yeah. Smith says I was a listener to the Fantasy Fumble and JJ changed my life.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah. Thanks, BK. But yeah, man, it's crazy that's something that that's how we sounded back then. And
still a bad show, but we've gotten better.
We've gone from a 0 out of 10 show to a 2 out of 10 show.
And in another 15 years, we'll get to 4 out of 10.
Yeah, maybe. All right, let's move on to what happened in week 13. I'll do this quickly. Tyrod Taylor, 21 points. Tua, only 5. Cam Ward, deep play, 6. Mike Gesicki. I thought Gesicki was like a really good play.
Me too.
Genuinely. Like, they're bad against slot guys, and he plays in the slot. Only 3.9 points. Taysom Hill didn't do anything.
Ugh.
So that's not good. Harold Fannin, 11.3. Brenton Strange, 13.5. Defenses were fine. Chargers 8, Miami 9, and Tampa Bay 7. So this is the time of year where our averages start to tank because the players available suck. People are stacking guys. It's just it's really, really rough to stream. This is kind of related, but speaking of like, this season to me has been sort of like a tale of different quarters. Like we had like a Dunze and a Mecca Buka going nuts to start the season. Now they've tailed off. You get Baker Mayfield going nuts at the beginning of the year, and he's done nothing over the last handful of weeks. And I was looking at randomly because I like Trevor Lawrence this week as a more not a streamer because he's rostered in too many leagues, but for my sleeper show. And I realized that Trevor Lawrence. Did you know that Trevor Lawrence is averaging 0.1 points per game fewer than Baker Mayfield right now
on the season?
On the season,
Baker mid.
Right, but it's crazy because one of my bold predictions this year was that Trevor Lawrence would outscore Baker Mayfield. Didn't know it was going to go down this way. Did not know it was going to go down this way.
Hey, you're live though.
I think it might happen. It might happen. Yeah.
It's all because of a bunch of fluky rushing touchdowns, but you'll take it.
I don't care. That's what
Oh,
Baker
but Baker does too. Baker has
Yeah,
that
that's what
too.
Baker did last year. It was all garbage last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just crazy how this season has kind of gone. It's crazy that we're already 4 weeks away. This is the last week until the fantasy playoffs. So let's dig in. Denny.
Yeah.
I'll actually go first because I have 2 quarterbacks. You have 1.
All right.
We'll go back to Tyrod Taylor. They get Miami this week. They have a lot of QB1 performance in each of their last 4, including Marcus Mariota, and Tyler Shuck. We're going to get to that during the listener questions.
Okay.
Don't worry. And Tyler Shuck. So last 2 weeks, they've given up a QB1 performance to those guys. Tyrod had 44 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown last week. So there is some of that mobility upside still with him. Do I love him this week? No, I don't really love any of the quarterbacks this week because it's impossible to this time of year. But I think he can be okay. I'm actually starting him on a team that has Drake May because he's on bye.
What I would say is you could do worse than Tyrod.
Yeah.
By the way, he went back to Tyrod. He stopped with the farce of Tyrod or whatever it was for a while.
What is with these guys doing this?
I mean, it's something. Marcus Mariota against the Vikings. 42-point total in this one, so it's ugly. Vikings haven't faced many rushing quarterbacks this year, but Lamar had 9 rushes against them. Caleb Williams had 11 rushes total in 2 games against Minnesota. So I think I should say Minnesota. So I think Mariota could get there with the rushing. McLaurin's back and better than ever. And the Vikings, I would want to say the Vikings are a pretty major run funnel, so that might not help things, but he's a decent super flex guy.
I mean, he's given fantasy managers 36 rushing yards per game in his starts this year. And he's been a QB1 in each of his last 3. So, the matchup's tough, but I would probably play him over the other 2 that we're talking about today.
I mentioned this in my regression files piece, which you can find on RotoWorld right now. Washington last week had 499 total team air yards. That was more than double their average on the season.
They ran like 499 plays.
It was a lot. It was technically 499 plays.
Yes. They had 1 air yard per play. Was Tyler Shuck is the last one. Lots of passing volume the last couple of weeks because they're typically in a negative game script. And they run at a fast pace. That's why we love Kellen Moore in these streets because he's great fast, for fantasy. Yeah. Great for fantasy. Probably a negative game script against the Bucks. They've given up or he's had 2 top 12 performances in his last 3. Bucks are a top 10 matchup by adjusted points allowed. I don't love it, but I think you could do worse.
Bucks are a giga turbo pass funnel.
Yeah, they are. I feel like that's been that way for the last 30 years.
It's always that way. The 2 things the Cardinals are going to get decimated by tight ends, and the Bucks are going to be a pass funnel.
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
All right, on to tight ends.
Yes.
Evan Ingram showed signs of life last week. He plays the Raiders this week. Broncos have a 24-point implied total, which is like a top 10 total on the week. I thought it would be higher, but anyway, it's good enough. Ingram ran a route on almost 70% of the team's dropbacks last week against Washington, was targeted on 27% of those routes. He led the team with 9 targets. The Raiders are not a good tight end matchup, so hold your horses a little bit if you have a better option. I do want to mention just real quick on the tight end front, Dalton Kincaid practiced on Wednesday. If he plays, I just want to be clear, you're playing him over all the streamers.
Yeah, you're playing. He's like, I think I had him at like tight end 5 or something this week.
Yeah, against the Bengals.
Yeah. I'm going to go to Brenton Strange. I think he's a great play this week, Brenton Strange, because Parker Washington's banged up. I don't think that he's going to go just based on, what is it, a hip injury, I think.
Yeah.
The Colts are a top 5 matchup for tight ends by adjusted points allowed. Brenton Strange has been seeing like 16% target shares over the last 2. So without Parker Washington, in the slot, like we could see a 20% target share ish for Brenton Strange. And that's, he's had top 10 performances in back-to-back weeks. And it's in a matchup that's good. So I think Strange is a really good play. I need it for best ball too. I have a lot of Brenton Strange in the best ball streets.
I have an unfortunate amount of Jags in best ball. By the way, I was listening to a DFS podcast that I had never listened to last week, right?
Yeah.
I just stumbled across. I'm not gonna say which one, but one of the hosts came across Brenton Strange on the DK salary list, and he goes, Brenton Strange, apparently of the Jaguars. Anyway, he's 5K or something.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, oh, exposure.
Yeah, you don't want to
Someone
do
has
that.
been
You really don't want to
exposed.
do that. Yeah.
No.
That's pretty rough.
Learn ball.
All right, you got. All right, I guess I have. Or no, you have another one. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have Harold Fannin. Just real quick, Harold Fannin.
Yeah.
LTS favorite against the Titans. Fannin leads the team with a 24% target share over the past 2 games, targeted on 27% of his routes. David Njoku only ran 11 routes last week. It seems like they are downgrading him and seeing what they have in JJ's favorite player, Harold Fannin.
I'm really mad. There's some things that I like. Like, again, I think that like the draft guide and stuff that I did this year, I'm really happy with the work and like the results of it. But I'm really mad that I didn't have Njoku as a fade because I was lower than the market with my rankings and stuff. And it's the Browns are fading him now. They're just like, all right, it's Harold Fannin. Like that's just how we're rolling.
All right,
93% route share last week for Fannin. It was great.
Oh yeah,
I'm so happy for his mom.
His mom's got to be just so thrilled. I mean, he caught a touchdown last week.
Yeah, it's great. I'm so happy for her. Let's go to Darren Waller. 70% route share, around that. I think that's what we would project for week in and week out. 15% target share. Obviously, when they're in the red zone, he'll be a red zone threat. He's been lining up all over the field. Like they use him out wide pretty frequently. It's kind of like the de facto like number 2 option in their passing attack. And the Jets are a mid opponent overall. And then the last one is Colby Parkinson, who I think is a deeper play than most of these guys. But he did have like an 19% target share last week, 2 end zone targets over his last 4. They've used him in the red zone a decent bit. Huge implied team total for the Rams. And like we said, the Cardinals are a team that just can't seem to stop tight ends. They're the 8th best matchup by adjusted points allowed. They're 6th in adjusted target share allowed. So, the Rams, when they go ahead, they get ahead, they run those really heavy sets. We'll see a lot of 13 personnel and such. And that'll help a guy like Parkinson.
Absolutely. On to defenses. I have the Dolphins against the Jets. This game has a 41.5 point total as of this recording. That's low. Dolphins are 1.5 point favorites because it's in New York. But I know we just said Tyrod Taylor's a decent play and all that, but also he's Tyrod Taylor. Probably will be trailing. And the Dolphins defense, I'm not going to bore you guys with the numbers because I want to get to the questions from the listeners, but Dolphins defense has improved over the past month.
I am going to go to which one is who did you just talk about?
I just said Dolphins against the Jets.
Okay. I had mine. I can go to a different, I'll give you guys a different defense.
Did you tell me to not do?
You know what? We're going to check. We're going to look at the receipts, Denny. We're going to look at receipts.
Let's see.
You're right.
Yeah, I was supposed to take the Dolphins.
I got it wrong. I actually prepared your 2 defenses and not my 2 defenses, which is fine. You know what? We'll do this live.
Yeah.
As we're chatting, we'll go to Tennessee versus Cleveland.
Yep.
We're going to use the Tennessee Titans defense because the Cleveland Browns, I'm looking at spreadsheets right now. The Cleveland Browns are the 2nd best matchup by adjusted fantasy points allowed this year. And defenses against the Browns. You ready for this, Denny?
I'm ready.
Defense against the Browns. Defense 6, defense 19. That was Vegas though. 6-2-4 over their last 5. You have a really low implied total for Cleveland overall this week. Their implied team total is only 19 points. This game is just really ugly on paper. So I think Tennessee is a decent play.
There you go. Hopefully Cam Ward doesn't ruin all this.
Also, Emo Cowboy making the point in chat that Chimray DK is a cheat code too, because what if there's a return?
Oh, there you go. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Someone said JJ setting his lineups while Denny talks defense. Is this another clip from episode 1? It's totally my fault. Denny owned me. That's why when he was talking, I was all flustered and I was thinking to myself, who is he talking about? And I realized that it's because I told him to talk about the Dolphins, but then I prepared for the Dolphins. So while you talk about this next defense, Denny, I will prepare for the defense that I didn't prepare for.
All right. Then I'm going to take my sweet time. It's going to be an 11-minute review here.
Yeah,
no, it's not. Commanders. Yes, you gave me the Commanders.
I did.
Against Minnesota. I mean, you know how this goes. Like the Washington defense is really bad. The Washington defense allows the highest dropback EPA in the league, like significantly worse than the Bengals somehow. I had to double check that, but it's true. My interns double checked it before I threw them directly into the snake pit. But yeah, JJ McCarthy's back in the saddle. 9, most inaccurate quarterback in the league in recent league history. So look, the Commanders maybe get a little bit of a lead here, and McCarthy has to throw things. You could do worse. You could do worse than playing the Washington defense.
And then there's Tampa Bay, if they're still out there. 17-point implied team total for New Orleans. They're the 5th best matchup by adjusted points allowed. If you look at defenses against New Orleans since week 7, you have Chicago defense 6, Tampa Bay defense 1, this exact defense. The Rams defense 9, Carolina defense 19, Atlanta 4, and Miami 9. So they're giving up top 10 performances pretty consistently. So I think Tampa Bay's defense definitely works. How's that for on the fly?
Hey, you're a professional. That's what they say.
That's what all those reps since 2012 have been for. To recap, we have the Titans, the Bucks, the Commanders, the Dolphins, Darren Waller, Colby Parkinson, Evan Ingram, Brenton Strange, Harold Fannin, Tyler Shuck, Marcus Mariota, and Tyrod Taylor. Denny, questions from Twitter. Start there. Is that cool?
Yeah. I have some from the patrons and a couple from Blue Sky.
Okay. Someone said, this is from @JustinWhiteVA. Is there a weirder grift than the realtors who bombard you with texts and letters to sell your home? Homelessness doesn't appeal to me at this point in my life. Thanks. Got to wait until this LTS cult gets its compound.
We're working on that.
It is interesting that they do that. Do you get those letters?
Letters about selling the house?
Yeah, we get letters frequently where like a realtor sends us a letter and they're like, hey, we have clients that would love to buy your home. And here's a price that we're willing to pay for your house. And it's like, what?
I don't know if I've ever gotten that.
I don't want to sell my house. Like,
I
want to sell my house and be on the market.
What a weird thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. My bank is constantly sending me letters in the mail and emails saying, you should refinance your home. And I say, why would I do that?
Yeah.
At this point in the economy.
Right. But yeah, it is a really weird tactic. I can't imagine it works that much. If there's any realtors out there, let us know if that actually works.
How could it work?
How would it work? How would someone be like, you know what? I didn't have a single thought about selling my home, but now that I got this letter from a stranger, maybe now I'll sell it.
Now I'm in.
Right. As if you can't just go online and see what your home price is, you know?
It's a wild strategy.
But BK is very truthful with this comment where he says it only takes one. So
it does.
You just get one sucker and you're good to go.
All right, you have another one from the X platform?
Yeah, I do. This one is from @mmac_42. Okay. I have multiple neighbors who have lights up on their house year round now, and they change the colors to red, white, and blue for the 4th of July, orange and black for Halloween, red, green, and white for Christmas, etc. Is this a common thing now or just my neighborhood?
Okay. So as you probably heard, I was repulsed by this idea of having Christmas lights up all year round. My revulsion eased a little bit at the end there, because if they do change it to red, white, and blue for the 4th of July and orange and black for Halloween, I actually think that's acceptable.
Do you?
I do. I like Halloween lights. I think they're very, very underrated.
But someone says there are also year-round skeletons now.
That's laziness. That's just laziness.
What do they just dress it up in like a little patriotic outfit for the 4th of July?
So like for like Valentine's Day, they'll put like a heart on it. For Christmas, they'll put a Santa hat and a beard.
Right. For Easter, they just put Jesus' hair and a robe on it, like him rising.
Right. Something extraordinarily sacrilegious.
His actual corpse.
Yeah. Right. Or bunny ears, I was gonna say.
Yeah, you could go that route. I just went with the reason for the season, Denny.
The extremely pointed route. So I think that's just, I don't like that. I do not like the year-round skeletons. A Halloween thing. Let's not pretend it's something.
It's absurd. That is absurd. The light thing I can understand. It's not as big of a deal. I will say I made a comment to Amanda the other day. I was like, oh, it's Christmas time. Our neighbors across the street are now back in season because they have a Christmas tree up literally year round.
Shut up.
Yeah. I once thought that something when we first moved here, I thought like they passed or something like that.
Yeah, right. Has anyone
No.
checked on them?
It's just up all the time. We don't know them though, so
no.
I'm talking junk behind their back right now.
That's not good. We got our Christmas tree the other day. I was like Derrick Henry at the tree farm. You have no idea.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I went with my wife and my kids.
Were you just stiff arming trees?
No. I'm just talking about just pure strength. I mean, I've often been compared to Derrick Henry, but let me tell you about this time. And I went with my in-laws. You know, my in-laws are getting up there in age, and I wanted to help them out. So I put our tree and their tree on the little tree cart that they give you, because you go out in the field and you chop it down.
Yeah, and then you bring it and they string it up for you or something like
yeah.
Yeah.
But we were way out. My mother-in-law needed to see all the dang trees, and that's fine. That's fine. That's her right as an American. She gets to see all the trees. But let me tell you, putting both trees on my little cart and having to haul it uphill, that was tough. But I said, I'm Derrick Henry, and no one can stop me. And I was just chugging up that hill. A lady actually goes, "You're killing it. You're killing it."
Wow. Wow. Man.
And by the time I got up there, I was gassed. I mean, like gasping for air.
That's what it reminds me, over Thanksgiving, we like I said, we went up to Virginia to visit some family. And we do this thing where on Black Friday, we've always kind of traveled, because in Northern Virginia, there's just like wineries and breweries everywhere.
There are, yes.
Literally everywhere. And so we do this thing where we on Black Friday, we just traveled to different wineries and breweries. So we were in a bunch of different places on this Black Friday. And one of them that we biked in between them, right? So we would have a drink, and then hop on our bikes and then go to the next one. And the first time we ever did it, me and Amanda's uncle ended up riding like over 20 miles while we were drinking. But it's all back roads. It's all like, it's Northern Virginia, like wine country and wine.
You're drunkenly riding a bike around Northern Virginia?
Yes, that's what we did the one year. Yeah.
What else would I do on a Black Friday?
So then we brought it back this year, and the bike that I had to ride, I hope one of them's listening to this right now. The bike I had to ride had no seat. It was one of those like elliptical type bikes, because I didn't bring a bike, and I'm literally riding around, like moving like I'm on an elliptical, and it was going up hills was not easy at all. Not easy.
But you have the quads though.
I know, but I did have the Zaka quads going on. Yeah.
You have the Saquon
the quads were actually, look, this is why you Peloton, is for instances like this where you can be like, you know what? Sure. Give me the elliptical bike.
This is why, look, you're the last one Pelotoning, and it paid off.
That's right. The whole company it revolves around me. And it's a good thing that I haven't given up because of this moment.
The stock price would plummet if you decided to take a day off. And just remember that, okay?
It's true. Yeah, it's very true. But yeah, we so we both had some heart rate,
Yeah.
spike.
Oh man, I was and not to be gross, but I was congested.
Oh.
And I'm a mess by the end.
Yeah, you got that like little kid out in the cold, snot coming out. Everyone with a kid knows what I'm talking. Even if everyone was a kid, you know what I'm talking about. You go out in the cold, you play in the snow, and you just got snot coming out for days.
Oh, guys. Oh, okay. Look, just between you and me, JJ, I was in the backyard with my kids the other day playing wiffle ball. No one else listened. And they were both congested. Everybody's been congested in the house, right? And so they're sniffing and snorting and all this stuff. And I was like, all right, guys, look. Never do this in front of your mom or anyone else. But here's how to shoot a snot rocket.
Yeah, there we go.
And I was like, you hold one side and you just let it rip. Yep. And of course, neither of them does it properly, because you really have to put force behind it. Yeah. So they do it halfway, and you know what happens when you only do it halfway?
It's just dangling.
You have a hanger.
Yeah.
You have a hanger, and I was like, okay, I'm out. Forget it. You guys got to handle that. I'm not touching. I'm not doing anything for you. You got to handle it. So they handled it, and then that's the end of that situation. I said, no more. I'm sorry that I brought it up.
There's nothing. Every person needs to eventually learn about the little SRs out there. You gotta.
It's not rockets.
Yeah, you gotta be able to do it for when when I'm on a long run or something. Like you gotta snot rocket at least once or twice.
What can you do?
What can you do? And you're not gonna, I mean, you can use
No.
your shirt. I've used my shirt and stuff too, but
You let it rip, you clear it.
yeah, you can just go, like, especially if you're on a trail or something, you just go to the side and you're good to go. Yeah.
I used to do that when I played softball. I would be in center field, and I'd be all sorts of congested in the spring or whatever, and I'd be like, I don't care. I cannot wait till I get back to the bench to blow my nose. I gotta take care of this right now.
Yeah, and then the ball would come out to you in right field, and you'd grab it and then you'd throw it back in, and now everyone's sick.
Yes, well, that's the way it goes, I guess.
I'm just kidding.
I have some questions from the patrons.
Okay.
David, friend of the show, says after your guys matchup in the Apex Writers League, I meant to ask, what is the official term for those league settings? The league median or just quote Apex? Is that your preferred setting?
It's just, I mean, every platform has league median now. Apex, they started Apex as like you can join public leagues type. It's a way to bring people together to play, and then they make money that way. But we've done the Apex League. What is this? Probably like year 11 or something, 12. Like, it's been a
11,
while.
Yeah.
It's really, that league this year is really weird. I'm 13-13 and I'm in 5th. Like,
I saw that. Yeah.
Very bizarre that I could have clinched a playoff spot if I would have not started Jackson Dart.
I have 11 wins and I'm tied with 5 people.
Yeah, it's really bizarre.
Yeah.
I need to just win 1 this week.
But just to answer the question, yes, it is my preferred setting or format, because it means that if you have a good team, you will be rewarded in some way, every week. Like if you exceed the median, then you get that 1 win. And honestly, just from a psychological standpoint, it helps a lot.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've had leagues where, I had one this year where I'm 3rd in points, and it just so happens that this year we decided to not do like the league median settings, so we just couldn't do it after the season started. I'm 3rd in points, 3rd or 4th in points, and I'm like, it's one of my worst teams by record. Like, it's one of my few teams. Like, fortunately, like I said, I'm having a good year, but it's one of my few teams that just didn't make the playoffs, and was out of my control. Like, but my point differential is like plus 200, and I'm somehow 5-8. How is that even possible?
Plus 200.
It's something crazy. Wow. Like, it's just, I've lost like every game by like 4. But that's where league median can come into play, where like if league median was part of that, I'd at least be competitive right now and fighting for a playoff spot.
Absolutely. No, it's the way to go. Seriously, to reward good play, good decision making, all that stuff. Real quick, Neil Dutton, friend of the show, friend of ours, says, asks, what was the worst, quote, I know you like football, so I got you this gift you've ever been given? Friend of mine received a hideous Philadelphia Cowboys t-shirt from his significant other, leading to a subtle but comprehensive football 101 discussion.
That's funny. I don't know. I don't think that I think people usually have stayed away from that with me. What about you?
I have one.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Like 2 or 3 years ago, I got a Miami Dolphins calendar. I haven't been a Dolphins fan since literally like 2003. And I got a calendar with Tua on it. And I thought, what am I going to do with this? And they were like, oh, you love the Dolphins. You love them. You remember? I was like, yeah, I was 11. I have 2 kids and a mortgage. I'm not rooting for the Dolphins anymore. You know this.
How about the, have you heard all the stories coming out of Pittsburgh?
I've heard some stories.
This really might be it for Mike Tomlin.
It feels like it.
Yeah, it really might finally be it, and I'm for it. But did you hear that? So the Steelers, first off, the crowd was chanting "Fire Tomlin" during the Bills game. Okay, wow. And then also that they play Renegade in the 4th quarter.
Yeah,
they play the Stick song, and they play that song, and they get the crowd hyped. And I guess now they do it because I haven't been to a Steeler game in so long. I used to go to them all the time growing up and stuff, but I haven't been to one in so long. And I guess they do it every week now, every home game, I guess, because they know that people are like traveling from all around the world and they want to experience Renegade, right? But this past week they did it when they were getting blown out and just destroyed on the ground, right? And they played it and everyone started booing.
Oh,
like it's so over for that franchise. But here's the thing. no one should be shocked if they go out and they beat Baltimore this week.
They will beat the Ravens. Yeah.
Like, this is just the way, and it's just so dumb. And then it's going to bring people back. And then they're just going to do the same thing that they do every freaking year. Arthur Smith also, he's a football terrorist. Like it's just like, what is going on with this offense? It's so pathetic. It's so dumb. It's one of the dumbest teams. I've never seen a team so stuck in 20 years prior.
I know.
In my life in any sport. It's insane.
It's truly, I mean, Mike Tomlin basically is saying, I'm not going to change. I'm daring you to fire me.
Yeah.
He's telling the team that, like, I'm not going to start going for it on fourth down. I'm not going to go for it. I'm not going to go for two when I should, when the analytics say I should. I'm not going to pay attention to any of that. Like, just you either accept that or you fire me. And I think the team might do the latter.
Did you see the Pittsburgh Penguins beat writer for the Trib, Seth Rohrabaugh? He said he sent a tweet out and it went viral because it's so good. This is one of the funniest things that you'll see all week, at least. It said, this is after the game. It says, Mike Tomlin will say something like, quote, "We can't eat soup with forks. We need spoons." Okay. And then right after that, he had a sentence that said, then the Steelers will sign a 2018 Pro Bowler to the practice squad. And literally 2 days later, they signed Adam Thielen.
Oh my goodness.
It's just the most predictable freaking operation I've ever seen in my life. It's insane. They get every reject from other teams now, thinking that they can just Joe Hayden them again, and they can't. They just can't do it. It's crazy.
Joe Hayden ruined Tomlin.
Yeah, because they go get Darius Slay and these guys who are just not it. And who they get? Patrick Peterson. They get these guys who they think can just be studly, shut down corners. And it's like, no, this is not the way that it works, guys. And that's one of the most important positions in football. And you have no idea that it's one of the most important positions in football.
Just real quick, Scott in the chat talking about bad Christmas gifts related to football. One year I got a Chad Pennington Jets jersey. It was horrible. I don't even like the Jets. What? Who would do that?
That's really good.
You're like, oh, here, I know you like football, son. Here's a Chad Pennington jersey. Oh man,
that's very good. That's very good.
Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, we got some. Okay. Justin White VA. This is where we should talk about this. Can I submit can I submit Collinsworth and Al Michaels to be tried by the Supreme Court for pronouncing it Marcus Mariota for 3 hours? Which congressman do I write? How wild was that whole thing?
So I guess as an NBC Sports employee, I can't talk about it too much, but it definitely caught my attention.
Yeah, I mean, can I talk about it?
Yeah, of course.
Do you want me to not? I think that it was absolutely insanity. Just it was crazy, and no one I wonder was there a story run on this to see if he asked them to change the pronunciation? Is it similar to is it like the Hawaiian pronunciation or something? Is it something that's
so.
That's more like them trying to be better about that, and I don't know. It's interesting.
My guess, and I don't have any insight, but my guess would be that in the pre-game discussions with the coaches and the quarterbacks and stuff, that someone, maybe Mariota himself, was like, by the way, my name is not pronounced Mariota. It's not a D,
Yeah.
Some players get really, really picky about their names. I mean, Bijan Robinson changes his name every time he has a bad game.
Every time it's a bad game.
So that's the way it goes.
No, Bijan was bad luck. Now we gotta go to Bijan.
Yeah. No, it's Bijan. No, it's Bijan. No, it's
Right. But yeah, it was definitely a bizarre experience.
I have one from Justin Hatmaker. Can I?
Yeah, I think he's in chat right now too.
Okay. Yeah. This is from Blue Sky. Working from home, independently, you both likely miss the office holiday party. It's true, yes.
It's true.
Universally accepted as the most miserable holiday activity. What would the LTS holiday party look like? Totally professional or unhinged? Denny shotgunning White Claws in a Santa suit. JJ opining on tiers of gifts. I want to say this real quick. I desperately miss a holiday party.
Yeah.
A holiday office party. I love those things.
Yeah, they're good. You know what? I'll go one step further. I didn't mind being with coworkers outside of work.
Me neither. I liked it actually.
I think I liked it. Because to me, when you're in that office, what I always despised about corporate America, and aside from the big stuff, I mean, like the day to day, was how everyone just didn't like. All of a sudden, they walk through those doors like Severance, and they all of a sudden start communicating like they're totally different human being, like that they're not just a person that's just talking to me and you having a conversation. They all of a sudden have to talk in this insane lingo, saying these things that no one would say outside of the office. No one would put these words together and say, hey, let's talk it. What talk it? What are you talking about? Talk it. That's not, no one says that in real life. You don't say, hey, let's go. There's so many just stupid.
Yeah.
My brain, I have a man cold, so my brain's not working very well. But there's so many stupid corporate phrases that I just couldn't deal with anymore. And so you get out of the office a little bit and you're able to be like, oh, that's just an office thing for you.
You're a human being and we can talk like human beings. We don't have to say, let's interface.
Yeah.
I'll never interface.
Yeah. Right. You don't need to interface.
We can talk, close the loop. We're going to close the loop.
Yeah.
Let's follow up our, what is it? I forget.
Oh, circle back.
Circle back.
Yeah, here I got some list right here. You circle back. You touch base. Touch base is okay enough. That's fine. You gotta. Oh, how much bandwidth do I have? Like to do stuff or here's the one thing I really hate. You ready for this one, guys? Let's take this offline.
No.
Let's not. Let's go somewhere and have a conversation. Let's fine.
Take this offline.
We don't even take this offline. No.
By the way, no one has ever circled back. That's the secret about circling back. No one has actually ever done it. Right. Everybody, you say it when you want the conversation to be over, but it's not. It's not actually over. Like nothing has been resolved, right? You just have to say, let's end this conversation by saying I'll circle back, but no one's ever done it.
Yeah. I also think though, whenever you go outside the office, you can build rapport with people that you are trying to be on, good terms with, and that's helpful too.
I liked it. The Christmas party. I had a couple jobs where there was a holiday party, and I would put my Christmas tie on, and I'd look nice. I'd try to look nice, and we'd go to a decent restaurant, and we would drink on the company, and that was, I don't know, fun as hell. Like there was a pool table, things of that nature.
See, I have a really skewed, realistically, like I've gone to many, like with my wife's company and stuff like that. But I also have worked at, before this, for 3 years before I started doing all this full time, I was working at ad agencies where it's a little bit more relaxed and cool, we played ping pong at work, and like we had a kegerator and stuff like that. And so we went to, I remember the first holiday party I ever went to, our CEO was great. He was awesome. And we went to a dueling piano bar, and it was when CeeLo Green's FU was out, and we all sang it at him. It was pretty funny.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
But that's like a good,
that's edgy.
That's a good vibe for a company. That's a good culture for a company.
Well, and I will say the holiday parties always got better as the older folks left. I was in my 20s.
Right.
So when I say older folks, I mean like people of my current age and older.
With families.
Once they were like, all right, guys, like I had my beer, I had my wings.
That's right.
I got to go pick up the kids. We were like, oh man, no, you got to stay.
Yeah. But then you're like, let's go take 6 shots of tequila.
Literally sometimes, and total disaster. But here's the thing about being 25 years old. You don't got to get up in the morning.
Right. And when you do, you still feel fine.
You're fine. Yeah. And your body, metabolizes that alcohol a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all good. All right. Let's do one more. Do you have one more or no?
No, go ahead.
All right. This is Steak Knife Ob. Did you do any Black Friday shopping this year, or are we all collectively over Black Friday at this point?
That's a good question. I did not. My take on this, I know we have to wrap up in a second. My take on this is we all have fancy phones and we all have fancy TVs, so there's nothing left to buy.
That's actually true. Yeah.
That's what Black Friday used to be. You used to go get a fancy TV. Okay, everybody got one. There's nothing left. There's no new items. Nothing's exciting. There's not been any single thing that's been invented over the last 10 years that's fun.
Is there any like what are people waiting for these days on Black Friday? Like what are they getting on Black Friday or Cyber Monday?
I guess the new iPhone.
Yeah. I mean but is it just tech stuff?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think of tech stuff when I think of Black Friday. I guess there are other sales and whatnot, but people are not getting trampled anymore because everybody just goes online. I guess that's good.
Yeah, that's good. And then there's a lot
we got that going for us.
Yeah, fewer injuries out there because we're now just on our phones and on our computers.
Yeah, I know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I didn't like the trampling. I do think it was probably better before everybody could just shop on their phones.
You know what I think a company should do is just do Black Friday in April and just but act like from a marketing standpoint that is Black Friday. Like it just be completely blind to what's going on around and just be like, yeah, it's Black Friday. And then you're the only one doing a Black Friday sale and maybe people will get more excited about it.
Right. So it's like a red pill moment. Like take the red pill and realize that Black Friday is whenever you want it to be, man.
That's right. But as the brand, you don't sit there and be like, Black Friday is usually in November, but this year it's going to be no, you just make it in April.
Right. You just don't let the man tell you when Black Friday is.
Right. You just do it then and you're good to go.
I think we got something here.
I think so too. Maybe we'll have a Black Friday sale for this. Maybe someone will just buy this podcast.
Yeah, all right, sure.
Yeah, after you guys heard that first episode, you at least know that.
Yeah, well, you got it. Yes, no one would have invested early after that show,
but that's why I played it, so that they know that we've built on this and we're much better now than we were back then. But all right, Denny, to circle back, let's close this thing out. We can talk offline. Let everyone know where they can find you.
We're going to interface so hard.
Let everyone know where they can find you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. You find all my work on Roto World. Check out the Roto World football show with me, Roto Pat, and Kyle Dvorak, Tuesdays and Thursdays. And that's about it.
I'm on Twitter at LateRoundQB, Blue Sky, same thing. Late Round Podcast, lateround.com. Thanks for listening, everyone. Good luck in week 14. We'll catch you in week 15.
Thank you for listening to Living the Stream. We hope you enjoyed the internet podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes now. It won't take long, it's fast. For more fantasy football info, check out
LateRound.com and Roto World.
Hope you come back soon as we share about